I like anime too. It's just I can't find anime I usually like. Whatever good anime there is, there's usually like 5 animes that are a lot worse. And I refuse to watch anime in Japanese, even though that's the language it came in. I just don't want to read while watching it. Sorry. But enough introductions. Let me tell you about an anime I just watched. Kids on the Slope. First off, a little warning. I'm probably not going to say the characters' names right. So, bear with me. Kids on the Slope is directed by the same guy who did animes like Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo. Cowboy Bebop is the holy grail of anime, in my opinion. Samurai Champloo is okay, but it's not as good as Bebop. And I have to say, Kids on the Slope is actually one of the best animes I've ever seen. I think the reason behind why it's one of my favorites I've seen is because it's so original. It's not dealing with dragons, it's not dealing with spaceships. No, it's just about 3 high school kids who love jazz music. Let me set up this world or this story of Kids on the Slope. One of the main characters, Kaoru Nishimi, because in Japan they say the last names first because it's something to do with honor or something. I don't know. They all call him Richie because his family's rich or something. He's a kid who he's moved around his whole life because his dad has a job, some kind of job. He was never really even able to make friends because he was only at school for like a year or two. He's a kid, he's really smart, he wears glasses, he's a hell of a pianist, trained in the classical arts. Then he meets 2 other people who he becomes instant friends with. One character is Sentaro Kawabuchi. I told you I would butcher the names. He's a very laid back character. He doesn't really care about school. He doesn't really care about anything. But he loves his friends. He loves his family. He loves to do like 3 things. He loves to eat. He loves to have fights. But then he loves jazz music. The third character is Ritsuko Muke. All these 3 characters, they have good chemistry with each other. Sentaro gets Kaoru into jazz music. And Kaoru, he just loves it. Loves it so much that they pretty much have jam sessions all the time. What's cool about the show is it's jazz music. It kind of reminds me of Cowboy Bebop, the music of Cowboy Bebop. And also cool for the time period it is. It takes place around 1966, around that era. Most people don't like jazz music anymore. If you think about it, jazz music was more of like from the 20s to about I'm gonna say till about the mid 50s. People they all like rock music. They like the Beatles. They like the Rolling Stones. But they're pretty much an underground band. Quite literally, they play from a basement of the record store. Girl character, her dad, she owns a record shop, and they let him practice all the time. But what's cool about these characters is that each character has like one thing like wrong with them, kinda. Like you have the Sing character. He's not as bright as the others, obviously. Kaoru, the guy with glasses, he's really smart, but he's never been able to connect with people. And then the girl, she's not very confident in about telling the guys she likes. There are other characters, so there's a character called Brother Blue, who he's a college student who plays the trumpet. Then there's another girl that Sin likes. The main character's dad, he plays the double bass. The one negative I can say about this show is they kind of force the romance thing down your throat. You kind of accept it because it's just kind of part of the story. You kind of have to do cheesy romance when you do it, dealing with high school. The thing I really love about this show is the music. It's such an appreciation for jazz. It reminds me of the movie that came out last year, Whiplash. Whiplash was a movie starring Miles Teller, J.K. Simmons, and it was about Miles Teller's character. It was about young people who had such an appreciation for jazz and trying to prove that jazz isn't dead. This one Kids on the Slope makes a little more sense because it's set around the 1960s and jazz was starting to die a little. I like me some jazz. I like studying with it. I like certain pieces of jazz. Jazz music's very classy and it's very relaxing as well. Overall, I really like this anime. I recommend watching it. It's not that long. There's only 12 episodes. Couldn't get enough of it, so I started watching it yesterday, and I just finished it today. So if you're worried about an anime that will take too long to watch, and you'll be there for about 4 months watching anime, don't worry. You get this done in about maybe like a weekend or so. I'm going to give Kids on the Slope a 4.7 out of 5. It was a good anime. I took it down a few points because of the cheesy romance. I highly recommend everybody to see it. If you've seen Kids on the Slip and what are your thoughts? Comment below, let me know. If you like me talking about anime, list down in the comment section below what animation you want me to watch and review. And if you like this video, click that thumbs up button. Subscribe, see more. Too easy.